And hey guys, welcome back to the channel, back with the Midwest Express. Today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Walmart Spark lawsuit that is being brought against Walmart, and also the changes in the Biden administration's gig worker policies when it comes to being an independent contractor. So normally I do these videos in my vehicle because I'm out and about working, but the state of Wisconsin is getting pounded with a snowstorm right now, so it's a good day to be at home, do a little Netflix and chill probably with the wife this afternoon. But right now, we want to talk about Walmart Spark. So last month, there was a lawsuit filed by a Walmart Spark driver, and as drivers, each and every one of us have run across issues with sometimes management or associates, where maybe things get put in your vehicle or broken, or there's just parking lot drama. Sometimes there's long waits. Sometimes orders get canceled. You show up, you wait a long time, an order gets canceled, and the compensation that gets paid to us isn't always on point. And in this article that I was reading, they were talking about just those things, that quite often drivers are being asked to wait for a long time, sometimes 1 hour, to get an order loaded, but they're not being compensated for that. And this young man had filed a lawsuit against Walmart Spark. And when I first read the article, I was like, he ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna win. If you read all the rules and what you're accepting when you sign up for the Walmart Spark with those terms of service, they have thought about all the legal loopholes, is what I thought at that time. Well, this last week, the Biden administration did a review of the previous independent contractor guidelines. And before, when the Trump administration was in office, they kind of loosened that. And a lot of businesses and corporations that deal with large groups of labor kind of took advantage of this. And when I think about the gig economy and people that are independent contractors, I always thought about, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart, ShipShopper, Uber, Lyft, all these gigs, right? Which is what I do. But I didn't realize that there are so many people that are independent contractors, that are truck drivers, people in the medical fields, nurses, CNAs, all these different aspects that are independent contractors as well. And these new guidelines by the Biden administration and review of them, I think might open the door to this lawsuit for this gentleman who's suing Walmart Spark. And the main reason is, in this new guidelines with the Biden administration, they specify, and the manager of the Department of Labor kind of came out and said, we're not really looking at DoorDash, or I should say DoorDash, or Uber or Lyft as targets of this law and initiative, but we're more or less looking at any type of job where an independent contractor is working side by side with a regular employee. And are they given the same benefits, features, and thoughts of someone else? So in this lawsuit, the one gentleman who's suing Walmart Spark talks about unpaid time for waiting for orders while they're being prepared. So sometimes orders aren't ready, right? So we show up, and what do? You sit and you wait. And he feels that he should be compensated for that. Managers at one time or another had come out and given him detailed information and supervising him on the way the vehicles get loaded. Like, oh, the loaders are loaded. Don't load your own vehicle. Well, if you're an independent contractor, he's arguing that, hey, if I'm independent, I should be able to load my own vehicle, because we all know that at time to time, things just get tossed into the back of the vehicle, eggs get broken, things happen. And sometimes when the loaders are just loading it and you're not observing, sometimes you find things that are broke later after the fact at the delivery, and it just slows everything down. And you accepted that predetermined amount of money that you're going to get compensated for. And if you have to go back to the store to change out something that was spilled or broken or whatever, that's on you, and you absorb that time and money. So I could see how you could complain about that. And His last complaint in his lawsuit talks about the risk of order cancellations and pay being revoked if somebody doesn't like your service, or being terminated as an independent contractor. And I think that part will be a hard hurdle to get over. But the fact that Walmart Spark is now using associates to do grocery delivery from their stores as well, I think that that opens the door for this, because if us as independent contractors are doing the same thing as an associate, you would think that we would be entitled to some of those things. The gig worker impact is, when you look at this Department of Labor law, it's really talking about how the shift in treatment of employees. And with this big boom of gig workers out there, a lot of companies have just gone away from regular employees and started using gig employees. And another good example is pizza delivery drivers. A lot of places are just using the gig apps to deliver their pizzas, because then they don't have to worry about a lot of the responsibilities and overhead that kind of goes along with having their own guys. But if they're eliminating it altogether, there's not that equal balance of workers on both sides, their employees and so forth. Because the implications of the wages, the benefits, and the opportunities for gigs get outweighed a little bit. Because let's say a store is using their drivers and gig workers at the same time, right? A good order comes in that has a high tip. They reassign that to their driver. You as a gig worker don't get the same opportunities when it comes to it. So I think that this is going to be an interesting law and how this shakes out over the next year and a half. And it might be a dagger. It might kill some of these gig jobs and opportunities out there, which, that's my jam. So it is concerning to me, but we'll see where it goes. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts and comments about this, but make sure you leave it below. But I thought that was all interesting. Walmart, the CEO of Walmart has come out and said, he wants more associates to do deliveries and kind of get away from the Walmart Spark drivers. Just use them as, when they need to ramp up. And, even the Walmart stores right now, they've let go a lot of their seasonal employees, or they're reorganizing their stores and moving their employees around the store. So maybe there isn't so many people working those to-go deliveries as much anymore at certain times of the day, because they're like, well, we don't have this going on. But when it comes to like shop and deliver orders, which I love getting from Walmart Spark, is those orders that I used to get were doing the same exact thing that the store associates are doing. So whatever benefits and features they're getting, should something bleed over? I don't know. Your guys' thoughts there. But Walmart has made a lot of changes lately. They have closed, I think they're up to 22 stores now. 22 stores in 14 different cities around the country. The latest ones to fall are coming up in San Diego right now. They have 2 more stores that they're closing down, and they're saying that this is just, saving money, the costs of having these additional stores, blah, blah, blah. We all know it's about theft and pilferage in certain communities that just don't do anything about it. And they look at that shrinkage or loss that they have every year, and they're like, all right, we got to cut these stores here, there, and the other. And that's how businesses stay profitable. They are not going to let losers drag them down. So again, thoughts, comments below. Hope you guys got some value out of this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll hit you on the next one.